Episode 2 starts out with Davy in one of her therapy sessions with Dr. Ryan, and she's explaining about losing her virginity to Paxton, and Dr. Ryan can't figure out what's so great about this kid. Until she sees a picture of him, and then she gets it. But she still tells her that losing your virginity to somebody that you barely know with your mental state right now probably isn't the best idea. So she considers this advice and heads off to school, where Eleanor has made her a mixtape apologizing for not telling her about Oliver Martinez. She then finds out that Fabiola has taken her advice and booked a date with Alice Gomez, even though she actually has eyes for a girl at the school. Both Eleanor and Fabiola then ask if Davi has asked out Jonah, but she says, "Nah, I've got eyes for Paxton," and then lies about their encounter, playing it off like Paxton was the one who came on to her. Later that day at school, she sees Paxton and asks when they want to have sex, and he says, well, what about later tonight? But she can't because she's got band practice. She then asks what about later this week, and he just kind of gives her a, yeah, I guess, maybe, and then just walks off. Not exactly reassuring. When she actually gets into orchestra practice, though, it's just a reminder of her dad dying. She gets overwhelmed and upset and walking out, and she catches Paxton leaving school just in the nick of time to hitch a ride with him back to his place. They head into Paxton's garage, and he takes his shirt off, and she's feeling him up, but she gets a little spooked and says, I gotta go home and sign for my mom's polio medicine, and then runs out of there. It's worth mentioning that her mom, by the way, does not have polio. Her legs are very healthy, and as Davy was trying to lose her virginity, she was actually cleaning out the garage, and Kamala shows up asking if it's okay because she has a Skype date with the parents of the guy that she's supposed to be hooked up with. And the problem with Kamala's outfit is it's too American. She's wearing a nice blazer, a nice shirt, and she says, no, that's not going to work. They basically want you to be dressed like his mom. They don't want a thinking woman. They want somebody that can take care of their son. So Kamala goes to change, and Davy's mom continues to clean out the garage, and as she's doing so, the Vespa that's in the garage gets knocked over. And the Vespa belonged to Davy's dad. So immediately, all of these memories of her dad bringing home the Vespa get put back into her mom's brain, and now she's thinking about selling it. So when Davy gets home, her mom is actually meeting with somebody about selling the Vespa, but Davy is steadfast that you can't sell this because it was dad's. And she's getting very emotional to the point where she actually calls her mom a bitch. And this pisses off her mom so bad that her mom refuses to make bagel bites when her, Fabiola, and Eleanor are trying to study. And while the girls are studying bagel biteless, Kamala is Skyping with the parents, and she's saying all the wrong things to the point where Davy's mom is having to jump in and actually try to save this. It just doesn't go as planned. The next day at school, Ben Gross is once again giving Davy shit, and she looks at him and says, all right, virgin, well, after school, I'm going to go get railed. So you have fun being a virgin. And this comeback completely shocks Ben. And that is truly her plan. After school, she scooters over to Paxton Hall-Yoshida's house, but she once again gets stage fright and has to use the bathroom. And while in the bathroom, she sees some perfume and starts spraying it everywhere, including down there. And if you've ever done that, it burns like hell. Look, I was a high schooler, folks. But her scream to the pain alerts Paxton's sister. And Paxton's sister's named Rebecca, and she's standing outside the door asking Davy if she's okay. And Davy says, yeah, I just dropped my phone, but it's obvious the phone is dry. Rebecca then asks Davy if she can help her pick an outfit out to go to the movies, but Paxton catches the two and gets really pissed off. He feels like Davy was snooping around the house and saw Rebecca, and he's very protective of Rebecca because of the fact she has Down syndrome. When she's about to leave, Davy says, I didn't even know you had a sister, and he takes offense to that, saying, what do you think, I'm just trying to hide her? He then tells her, you know what, I don't think this is going to work out. I think you should go home. The next day, she tries to salvage this by talking to Paxton, but he refuses to. So she's pretty downtrodden, and she meets up with her friends, and they assume that she lost her virginity, so they're really excited for her. And Eleanor makes mention that before, everybody just felt bad for you, but now they're all going to be jealous of you. So instead of correcting their assumption, she just plays along with it that, yeah, I lost my virginity to Paxton. And this is really tough for Davy because Paxton sits right in front of her in class, and she's daydreaming about what to do with their situation, and the teacher's asking her about a situation with the Nazis. But because she wasn't paying attention, she can't answer, and Ben does. And she ends up mumbling that she wishes that Ben was killed by the Nazis. And Ben says, no, go ahead, tell the whole class what you just said. But instead of shutting up, she loudly proclaims, I wish you were killed by the Nazis. And they once again get sent to the principal's office because Ben is Jewish, and that's the wrong thing to say. So she's forced to apologize. And as they're leaving the principal's office, she genuinely does feel bad about what she said, and Ben is surprisingly nice to her. He tells her that he could just tell that there was a deeper issue going on with her, and he didn't want to just add on to it. Now we'll move on to Kamala, who isn't just against the whole arranged marriage thing because you're marrying a stranger, but she's also against it because she's currently dating the track coach at the college that she goes to, and she's really into him. She's been dating him for 3 months, but has to cut the relationship off because she feels like she should respect her family's wishes, even though she really doesn't want to. And that night at dinner, she's just being short with everybody. She's just not acting like the typical happy Kamala. At that same dinner, her mom makes mention that she decided not to sell the Vespa. And it's not because Davy called her a bitch, but it's because of all the good memories that she had with her husband on it. They suddenly get a knock at the door, and to Davy's surprise, it's Paxton Hall-Yoshida apologizing for the way he acted. He explains how he's just really, really protective of his sister. His friends used to make fun of her and stuff, and he was worried that Davy was going to be one of those people, but Davy says, your sister's cooler than I am. She then asks about tomorrow, do you want to meet up? And he says, no, I don't think we should do that. It got kind of weird. And while she plays it off like she's cool with it, she is upset. Thank you for watching this recap. If you do not see the next one up in the corner right there on the end screen, don't worry, it'll be up shortly. Please consider following the channel. That'd be cool. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you don't, there's a thumbs down button for a reason.